Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 2002 Lexus SC430. Up front is a 4.3 liter V8, and down below is a 5-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this SC because this is Lexus's first convertible. In 2002, Lexus was only 16 years old, which in the grand scheme of the automobile industry isn't that old. And so this was their first official convertible. It's a hardtop convertible, and I think this is one of the most, quote, slept on vehicles out there, meaning it's a very overlooked, very underappreciated vehicle, and I'm excited to share with you why that is, hopefully without raising the price of what these go for. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to North Naperville Autos for letting me borrow their SC430 for today's video. You can browse their inventory down in the description below. But let's get back to that 4.3 liter 3UZ FE engine under the hood. Well, that is a V8, which you might not expect out of a vehicle like this, and it is an absolutely sensational engine for many reasons. First of all, it's a very smooth V8. This isn't your fire-breathing, ram-it-down-their-throat V8 that you might have found in the Terminator Cobra at the same time. No supercharger, no flare, no fireworks with this engine. However, it's incredibly reliable. It makes good solid power, it makes low-end torque, and is just one of the best V8s out on the market, at least at this time. It's very refined. It's more champagne on the 18th hole rather than Svedka in your buddy's basement. And I like that. It's very refined. And that is kind of the crown jewel of this car. Like I said, paired to it is an automatic transmission. That's the only way that these ever came. Now, the previous generation of the SC, which doesn't even look like it's in the same family, could be had with a manual transmission. They got rid of that for this generation, and they never looked back. Last but not least, this is still rear-wheel drive with that big old V8. How does it feel to drive the SC430? Well, it's a really relaxed, really comfortable ride. This is a cruiser car. This is not meant for high octane. This is not meant for blood pumping, turning, shifting, guttural moves. No, this is for the Sunday afternoon. This is for going to the store, not for grocery shopping, but for pleasure. This is for going to the outlet mall. This is for taking that hour-and-a-half drive up to the Hamptons to your summer residence. This is a Long Island car through and through, and you feel that in that driving experience. The suspension is very plush and very comfortable. The V8, while it does V8 things and will get up and go when poked enough, it's very tame, very moderate, very cool, calm, and collected. It has that sort of jazz band appeal. You want to go? Let's go. Why not? Sure. It has that old money appeal where they just say, oh, you need a couple bucks? Here's a couple bucks without hesitation. That's what this feels like. It feels like a warm, wealthy aunt rather than a grizzled uncle asking you for more money. And I like that a lot. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 gauges. Off to the left is my tachometer, in the center is the speedometer, and off to the right is the coolant temperature and fuel. The steering wheel is very nice. It does have cruise control on it as well as mode and volume, and it has these nice wood accents to really push home that yachting feeling. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent, headlight washers, and our power mirror adjustments, as well as our gauge dimmer switch. And moving on to the door, we have our Mark Levinson sound system, 2 levels of memory seats surrounded by wood accenting, power locks, and power mirrors. Moving into the center, we do get a screen. For 2002, this might as well have been a spaceship. This wouldn't be adopted by mainstream vehicles for another 10 years, really. So very cool to see that. And it is touchscreen. It has navigation. And we have buttons down below that for destination, display, info, tilt, things like that. I love the maintenance menu. This looks very much like a screen from like Gran Turismo 3 or something like that. Absolutely love all of the icons and whatnot. Very, very telling of the time. And down below, we do have our climate controls. We do get dual zone climate. Again, fantastic features for 2002. And we do have that power top operation. We do have our heated mirrors, and down below we have a 6-disc CD changer, favorites, and a cassette player. Then we do have our ashtray cigarette lighter and the shifter. The shifter is the jigsaw style shifter that Toyota used up until pretty much this year in other products. It's a tried and true shifter, and it works well. Down below we do have our shifting modes for power and snow, VSC off, and this little hidden compartment that is useful for storing maybe a coin or two, but that's about its maximum capacity. Off to the right, we do have very interesting fold-out cup holders. We'll do a big friggin' bottle test. It fails, but I have to applaud the Lexus engineers for their ingenious packaging in such a small space. Then we do have our heated seat adjustments, center console that is dual opening. The bottom section does have a 12-volt outlet and is very deep. And then the seats. The seats are comfortable. They're this nice, bright leather. Really, again, it feels like I'm driving a yacht rather than sitting in a car in the Midwest in the throes of summer. So that is very, very nice. It has this light, airy feeling in the interior, and that's helped out by the seats. Now, we do have back seats. We'll do a back seat review, and it's going to be terrible. Anyway, I do think that this might be the first car I've reviewed with a New Mexico license plate. Very cool. But we do have a trunk button here. Pop it just like that, and you could pull it up. Now, this is where the top will sit. So, pull this out and put this in here. The top actually won't go down unless it's plugged in here, unless it senses that this cover's on. So very cool. You do have your GPS navigation back there. Tons of space. Really, really like that. And when the top is up, look at how much room that you have. Very nice for a convertible and a 2-seat, well, I say 2-seat, 4-seat, but really 2-seat convertible at that. Now we have to talk about the looks. The first thing I want to mention is the fact that this car has been called ugly its entire life. It's not the prettiest automobile I've ever seen, especially coming off the previous gen SC. However, I don't think that it's dog ugly. I don't think that it's terrible. It's not super pretty, but it's not the end of the world. It's fine. It's an older Lexus. It is what it is. However, you have to mention the fact that this car might come across on camera as black. It is not. It is actually a very, very deep purple. And that is really amazing. Lexus has always had great colors. The LC500 I had last year was in this copper crest color. Absolutely gorgeous. This, again, fantastic paint colors. And if nothing else, if no other reason to step up from Toyota, it is truly the paint is what sells me with Lexus products. And I'm very happy to see that. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving another SC430, this time an earlier version than the one that I drove a couple years ago? Well, I love this car. I really, really, truly think that the SC430 is one of the best overlooked cars on the market. And I think that this is going to become a modern classic, if you will, for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think that these were overlooked even in their own era, so they didn't sell a whole lot of them. They're going to become scarce the more and more time goes on. So they're going to have scarcity and rarity. They're going to also have nice features. Dual zone climate is still nice to have. A power folding hardtop is nice to have. The materials in here are still nice 23 years later. But it's also going to have that reliable V8. How many classic cars out there do you want to own? You see go across Barrett-Jackson. Oh, I'd love to own one of those, but man, those engines aren't reliable. Man, you know, they're not built great. No, take that out of this. This is built fantastic, and 23 years later, it still feels fantastic. That engine is still reliable. It's still going to be reliable, and you're going to be able to find parts for it, which is just great. So scarcity, rarity, features, and reliability all together make it somewhat of a classic. And it might be one of those stories where it wasn't really well conceived in its era, but as time went on, people started to fall in love with it. Sometimes it isn't love at first sight. It's love at the 5,000th sight, but that's still love. people grow on you. And the SC430 has certainly grown on me. And I think it's grown on a lot of other people. So get it while it's hot. They ain't making anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to North Naperville Autos for letting me borrow their SC430 for today's video. They are absolutely wonderful. Please go check out their inventory down in the description below. They are Carfax certified. They offer shipping to the 48 states, and they now offer mobile detailing. So they really truly are a one-stop shop out here in the Chicagoland area. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.